Hey family, welcome to another Family Meeple. I'm Raymond, and this has been a long time coming. I did have a quick look at when this was originally on crowdfunding. 2001. We are now 2005. This has been a long time coming. I'm very excited. What you can't see above me here is the forerunner to this game. Very different setting, very different style of play. You can see, of course, on the front, we're talking Far Off Games. This is Arydia. The paths we dare to tread, I think it's something like that. Yeah, it's really excited for this. The main reason I actually backed this was peculiarly less about the game than it was the creator. But at the same time about the game, right? I mean, if the game wasn't outstanding, the reality is I would not have bet it. You know, I have got a lot of content that's still to hit my table, okay? A game has to thoroughly impress me. But Cody, who effectively was Far Off Games and now has a team, is firstly and foremost the reason I back this. Xayah, Embers of a Drift System, is such an outstanding quality production from someone who effectively is running their own business themselves, having to do everything, having to learn all the lessons, and it is just such a delight to get to the table every time. My only criticism with Xayah of a Drift System, and this is what got me into inserts, and I'm rambling, forgive me, I'll put a timestamp below. The reason I got into inserts, the very first time I tried to get Xayah to the table, it was 45 minutes just getting everything set up to start the game. And at which point I was mentally exhausted and it all went back in the box, and it was like, okay, I'm not going to try and play this game until I have created an insert. And I went online, found someone who created an insert, and at a phone call shared their design. I created that, recreated that insert, and it literally is now a 5-minute setup to get to the table and start playing. A world of difference. And there's so many. At that point, I then played 26 games of Xayah, day after day after day, back to back. It was the only game hitting my table. It was such a delight, and still is today. Fantastic game. That is, I guess, my expectation of this. Maybe that's a big ask. Let's come to the table and find out. This is going to be very different, even to Xayah of a Drift System. We'll check out the packaging first of all. So it's certainly a very good, thick, firm outer box. This does weigh in just shy of 12 kilos. It is big, far, far bigger than Xayah was. Here we go. The paths we dare tread. There you go. I wasn't far off. Wow, that is beautiful. I mean, you're talking kind of, I guess, Gloomhaven in terms of the size of this box. And certainly, I think I'm going to have to flip this. I don't think I'm going to get it out any other way. That's fine. I'll tell you what, it gives us a chance to have a look at the back of the box. Do you know what? I can remember, after many years of owning Gloomhaven, I saw somebody post a picture of the bottom of the Gloomhaven box. And I remember looking at it going, what is that? Right, let's just try and get the camera to refocus, if it will. Bit around. Get it to do its thing. Oh. And hopefully hold it on the way down. So I'm going to do, I've been doing a series of recordings, as you may have seen on my channel, for Cthulhu Death May Die, and that thing really does take up the table space. So I've had to really push my camera right up just to get that going. Okay. Welcome to the journey, folks. Okay. This is the underside of the box. If I try and move it out the way of the wonderful spotlights. Okay, Arydia, the paths we dare tread. Arydia is a comprehensive role-playing adventure in a box. You and up to 3 friends take on the role of exiles trying to return home. Explore a fantasy world alive with characters, secrets, monsters, and magic. Okay, and we've got a glimpse of what this absolute astounding production looks like when it's set up on the table. We've got our characters that we'll create. We've got an open world to explore. There is tactical combat. There is leveling up. You get loot. You get crafted locations. There is a role-playing element to it, which again is something I'm very excited about. All the miniatures are pre-painted, and it's an easy setup. And like I said in my opening statement, that was a big thing for me, certainly for Xayah Legends of a Drift System. So I'm just going to try and preserve the outer wrapper and not cause any damage to the actual box itself. But yeah, I mean, that's well packaged. There is not a dint. It's always concerning, right, folks? You get a box and there's some scuffs and occasional hole and dint in the outer box. It's like, oh, I hope the contents are okay. But yeah, I mean, this is very, very good. Okay. Move that. There we go. That helps to cut down on that. So, maybe you should have done that first, Raymond. Yes, maybe I should have. Okay. Apologies for that, folks. Okay, let's have a look at the game content. I'm sat here and I'm struggling. I'm like, oh, it's because I've got my distance glasses on, and this is like 6 inches from my face, 10 inches from my face. It's like, yeah, I'm struggling. Apologies. Okay, a game by Cody Miller. Thank you, Cody. Very much appreciate. Developed with RFA and lots of content. So, yeah. Fantastic. Loving it. Okay, so between 1 and 40 hours. I'm not quite sure how you'd complete the game in 1 hour. But okay, yep, so about 40 hours worth of gameplay in this box. Ages 14 and up, and it's 1 to 4 players. This will be coming to retail. The advantage as a backer was, of course, getting it at a very, very good price. So let's just have a look at some of these artworks. We've got some dwarvish peoples. Depending, of course, how you want to present and stack it on your shelf. There we go. And the full-on side work there. Okay, and apologies, folks, I am still struggling respiratory with this flipping cold that I've had since before Christmas, and it just is not kicking off the very final piece. Okay. Okay. Have I interfered with the camera again? Look. And focus on that. And focus on that. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. We have the rulebook. Welcome to Arydia. Arydia is an open world, campaign based, cooperative fantasy role playing game. Wonderful players. The same as we came across now then. If this is your first time playing, start with the quick start guide, which will help you to learn the rules in a natural way by guiding you through an introduction. I beg it. Okay, so before we dig into the great big beast of a book, we have here our quick start guide. Struggling with these glasses. Apologies, I'm going to have to pause the video. I kept my glasses because I just cannot see. Bear with me. And we're back. Okay, and I can actually see now, so that's always a bonus for me. Okay, so again, reiterating, welcome to Arydia, cooperative adventure game for you and 3 friends exploring the world of Arydia. Game can be played over any number of sessions that is designed for you to quickly save and store the game between sessions. This guide is here to help you to learn the rules of the game in a natural way by playing through an introduction. This is a rulebook that contains the full there is a rulebook that contains full rules, which you can reference later as needed. Okay, full of secret components, however, so don't open up or get anything out of the box unless instructed to do so. So this is going to be an interesting one for me from an an unboxing perspective, in terms of what is suitable to be unboxed and shown versus not so suitable to be unboxed and shown. So yeah, we'll see how we go here. Okay, so set up. First, place the 3 punch boards nearby for punching tokens and items as needed. Then get out these components needed to start the game. So set up the world map, the basin, the party token, the mode token, adventure side up. Set up the XP and event tokens. Set up the 3 card index, removing the lids, and then set out the 4 area map boxes, big, medium, small, and long. Okay, so these are the components that are displayed for us. Let's have a look. So before we dig into that, as we are here at the top of the box, what we also have is, I love this, we have the path of valor, the path of inspiration, the path of light, path of wandering, path of arcana, and the path of shadow. So these are the different paths that you can select from. It's a bit like selecting your character when you're first creating your character in a Dungeons and Dragons style game. These are the options that are available to select from. And then you have your own little guide that will help you to learn all about your particular character and how they differ one to another. As you can see, the back of this here, the path of inspiration, very, very different to the back of the path of valor, which is all about fighting. So you've got lots of fighting stuff there versus lots of spells. Look at that. Different again on the path of light. We've got the path of wandering. Loving it. It's just fantastic. Just so different. So my thinking is for myself playing a game like this is twofold. and I did the same with Gloomhaven. What I would do is I would play through Gloomhaven solo, and I would have my own character that I'd be playing through and utilising that mode of play. And then I would also be playing with a group of friends. And I think and hope this kind of lends itself to being able to do those sorts of things. But yeah, as you can see, your experience of the world, what you're playing through, your exploration, your encounters, your ability to interact is going to be very heavily governed by the path that you choose and whether that is your particular style. So yeah, be interested to see how that gets approached and dealt with. So I thought we'd just show those. Now it talks about these 3 punch boards, 1, 2 and 3. So we've got these 3 punch boards on top of the box here. So look, so we got some nice graphics for various races. So we got humans, elves, halflings, dwarves, lunari, orcs, the Felish, the Slin, and the Fae. Okay, and you can see they've each got their own particular, I'm guessing I'm going to call it a skill. I'll find out properly what they're actually called shortly, I'm sure. And let's flip this up. Excuse me, flip this over. Okay, so then we've got alternatives. So let's just have a quick look. So these are the female versions of all these characters. And then when we flip it over, we have the male version of all these characters. So you can choose male or female to represent your character, and I'm guessing this goes into your character board, which we will see, denoted by the particular paths that you would select. So you could choose any path with any race, as you would expect, okay, from a fantasy role-playing game. In addition to that, then you've got these skills of look. So it's hardy on that side, yeah, and hardy on that side. So it is the same skill on both sides. We have a choice selection of names to choose from. So we have, so Owry the Nervous, or Tippy the Plucky, Gip the Gruff. So you've got a choice there. Solin the Silent. Lots of variations, and of course you can flip these over, and these titles, as you can see, they are what they are, but you do have different names on the flip side of those as well. So a bit of variation you can choose from, and I think there was the opportunity to submit names during the campaign. So that was part of the crowdfunding experience. You got to participate and help formulate a number of aspects and mechanisms, not so much the mechanisms of the gameplay, but more the mechanisms of the actual sort of the layout of some of the functionality of what's in this box that we have today. Always really appreciate that. Yeah, and Cody's great for that whole interaction, and even from the point of the product being produced and then going into the shipping, it was like literally, okay, here's the locations we're going to be shipping to. Here's this is the ship that all the freight that they're going to be carrying your freights. Here's a link so you can follow them and track their journey to your country, etc. I love all that. That's fantastic. Even if I don't participate in it, the fact that it is shared, and there will be those that are eagerly tracking their packages to arrival. Fantastic, beautiful, extra level of attention in supporting backers and engaging the backers. Love it. Okay, so we've got then looks like a treasure chest, some fighter dolls, I'm guessing, and then various other tokens and bits and bobs, and I don't know what any of those things are, and lots of ticks. Don't know what they are either. And there's a there's a little Cody head in the corner. Love it. It's just, look. Are we going to get that working? Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I love that, Cody. Brilliant. It's like, oh, we've got a spare corner. What should we put in there? Oh no, let's have a picture of me. Why not? It's like a little peg that we can push out. Fantastic. Oh, I love that. Okay, so what else do we have on these punch boards? An array of man. Just looking at this, it's kind of gave me Spectrum 48K flashbacks, playing my old computer games. Wow. Okay, yeah. So you literally track your character's progression as you determine their various skill levels. So obviously you've got 4 of these. These are all the same, but look of them. And then we've got sort of the max HP markers, etc. So 4 of those as well. Yeah, so you can absolutely track everything about your character. It's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I'm guessing we'll flip this over and it will be the even numbers. Indeed, it is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So you get the full character progression. And can track the XP, your particular various stats on your characters, so strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, and endurance, all of which I'm sure will be thoroughly utilised throughout the game, and yeah, be of a considerable impact to all of your various skills and abilities that you're needing to undertake. Okay, and then we have the final punch board, which has a number of bits in here. So interesting enough, so we've got okay, we've got some classes perhaps. So we've got a ruffian up here with their various starting equipment, I would guess. We've got a scamp here, and their items have started, including some traps with the ability to sneak and backstab. We've got the soother with their robes and a practice kit. Just some kind of healer, I'm guessing. Yeah, prepare bandages and pummel. We have a scout with their abilities to mark and snipe. We have a scholar with their practice shirt and pants, and a practice ledger. So we've got lightning bolt and twin missile. So these guys are, scholarly is very much the mage, and then a noodler with a practice lute and a practice tanto. We've got a practice stinger and their gambison, I think, with their anthem of vigor and gutsy dash. Liking those. Let's have a look, see what's on the flip side. Oh, lots of text to help you understand and appreciate what these things actually do. Yeah, very good. Okay, oh, we've got some nice little icons on there as well. Okay, so ooh. Wow, I mean those colours just pop, absolutely pop. They are beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna pop this up here and let's just go back to our board. Okay, so what I need to try and work out then is it says we need to unbox these particular items, and I'm not entirely sure whether these particular items are in the box. Wow, it's just a mass of information. Love it. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. Okay. Right, let's go back to set out the world map. Okay, I think I've found, but I can't get it out. I found the world map. Here we go. Okay, this is the world map. Let's come here. Whoops. That is very Okay. Very zoomed in. Okay, so this is the basin. Oops. There we go. As you see, it has all these little hexagonal pieces. So on the back, it is just Arydia. The paths we dare tread. And the way these pop-out hexagons work, as you see, we've got numbers on all these points. And so as you are required to unlock particular areas as you play through the game, what will happen is it will then say pop out the likes of A1, this one here, and this is actually triple layered. I don't know if you can kind of see that, get that picked up on the camera there. These are triple layered, so you'll be able to actually push into one of the areas. There you go, and you see it pops up, and then underneath here it will reveal effectively the part of the world that you are currently exploring. So yes, very, very clever. And again, as always with these things, the incredible attention to detail, and apologies the white light. I noticed with green screen with cameras, what I notice is if you put the what is it? It's like the auto balance, the white light. That's where you get that really ugly grainy effect kicking in. Very annoying, and apologies for that. Okay, I did configure it to turn that off. Unfortunately, some of these applications do occasionally have a mind of their own. So there we go. So that's get a bit of a view for what that looks like. Now, I don't know how easily these potentially drop out if I was to unpackage this. I would hope not very easily. Should we find out? Zip. Okay, here we go. Right, so go down there. So nothing drops out, so that's good, and you get to see it in its glory a bit better without so much shine on it thanks to the plastic. So yes, that's nice. And yeah, so these areas, they literally in one of these pop, and then you can pop that out, which I'm not going to do just yet. Okay, so until instructed, that's the way these games work. Okay, so we've got the world map, the basin, we've got a party token and a mode token, adventure side up. Not entirely sure where they are. Okay, looks like all of these come out in one. Let's take those out. Oh, we've got a box of bits. That's nice. Oh, got some more bits inside here. Oh, there it is. Ooh, plastic bits. More cubes. Nice. We like cubes. Okay, so these are coloured clips that we will clip to the miniatures as we play through the game. So all different colours, designating obviously the encounters that you are facing. So there is a single and a double for each of the colours. So I'm guessing the double will be things like a wolf, for example, will be a bigger, take up a bigger footprint on the map than, say, a single rat, for example. But so you might use the same colour, but designating the different sizes. So yeah, we've got those. So I'm going to guess they are predominantly used for the encounters to best track wounds when you're fighting, etc. In fact, I'll put those back in here so I know where they are when I come to look for them later. We've got some very pale blue cubes, just got 4 of those, so that would be 1 for each character, would be my guess. And then we've got some darker cyan blue cubes, very pretty. Yeah, so we've got those there. We've got a mix of different colour cubes in here, and those up. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they are going to be used for. Very pretty. These, on the other hand, they've got quite a bit of heft to them. This is where I would have used the green screen camera. I may still yet. Let's have a look. Okay. If I clear some of this out of the way for a moment. Okay. This is, I believe, the money within the world. Is it gonna? Yeah, nice. These are indented, of course. Oh, that colour came through and then disappeared. So yeah, just a really beautiful bronze colour on those. Oh, yeah, love those. Really nice. Oops. There we go. Pop them in there. Whoop, in their little baggie. Beautiful. They've come out beautifully. They have. Wow. And it must be just so. I can't think of just, creating something like this. There's the other piece. There you go. Just, it's just so nice having that tactile, being able to really appreciate, not just what's been designed and put in the box, but the actual quality of the components themselves. It just all adds to the experience of playing the game, which is wonderful. Love it. And again, I mean, this for me, this was the thing of why, for me, backing this and supporting Cody. That's what it was about for me. Absolutely, I am gonna play this game. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this game. I am really excited to get this game to the table. But you know what? I'm really proud of Cody, and really proud, I guess, for just being able to be a part of this journey. It's been a great journey and a delight. So thank you, Cody. Really loved it. Here we go. And this is the that's the tracker, I believe, for the world map. That's how we can keep record of where we are. And again, that's another metal, as you can see there. Beautiful, beautiful. Attention to detail. It's always beyond surpass. Love it. Okay, let's pop that. Those away. Those go back in here. Okay. Now then, what else did it suggest? Because I didn't even come across those. So we need to get out various boxes. Now there is on the side of the box, and you can kind of see just at the top of the video here, there is packing instructions. So you do get some instructions on how to put the bits and bobs back in the box. So starting with the very bottom, working your way up into the layers. So we've got our miniatures tray, token containers. All right, so they're over there. Tell you what, let's have a look at some more tokens then, shall we? So we've got some fantastic fiery orange and beautiful red. And these, again, for me, these were something really very different. Not seen this in a game before. Very unique. Excited to that. Okay, so let's have a look at There we go. So we've all seen these gems, right? We've all seen these gems, but they are, as always, beautiful. In fact, I think you do get the same gems, slightly similar, with Legends of a Drift System. There we go, Zaya. But yeah, who doesn't like shiny stuff? Love it. Like shinies. Okay, and similar with the reds. So I don't know if they're denoting wounds, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. But these, and I love the fact it's just given you beautiful little containers for everything. Fantastic. Nice little trays. These are so big. The colours just aren't really coming through on there, and I apologise for that, folks. But these are so big. Let's have a look. There you go. The colours just pop so much. And what you're getting, what you're seeing then is these different dots that are representative of different areas that you'll hit when attacking. So let's put them back under the green screen, and you'll get to appreciate a bit more. Yeah, so when you go to attack your enemy and you roll your attack die of a particular colour depending on what your particular weapon is. So are you using a bow for piercing ranged? Are you using an axe or a club? All these different things will have their own determined colour. So what you're seeing is potential hit spots on the edges for this particular blue one. And then where you might actually hit will be determined randomly by the roll of the die. And then you're seeing here for this yellow one, you've got this only the top section. So is that maybe a head, perhaps? Maybe. And then going maybe for more the legs with the red one. And I'm making this stuff up, right, guys? I haven't seen this yet. I haven't read it. You are seeing this first time with myself, and this is very much central for your attack with the grey. So you've got red, yellow, blue, and grey dice, and they'll be determining your attacks and how, not necessarily how successful they are, but I think the location of where that blow will land, which I was really excited about. Very different, not seen that before. Okay, so I don't know where anything is. Okay, so set out the XP and event tokens. Not sure what they are. We've got lots of boxes that are labelled "Do not open until informed." Oh, yeah, there we go. Do not open this until directed. Do not open until directed. Do not open until directed. Okay, so let's have a look. This goes all the way, almost all the way to the bottom. There is something else hiding away at the very bottom there. Okay. We've got those, and we've got these little boxes here. Oh, they got little stuffs in them. Loving it. Oh, we've got a tracker and some tokens. A wooden token. Can you believe it? Okay, let's have a look. Is this what we were talking about here? The set out the XP and events. No, I don't think it necessarily is that. Party token, mode token, adventure side up. I don't know what these things are. Okay. So what you've got here, again, I'm just going to flick back. There we go. You get a bit of a better look to it. So we've got combo. You've got the chances of being able to that this builds up to indicate your chance of being able to pull off a combo. And then likewise, as there are enemies, they impose threat, and they can build up their threat to be able to do a bigger attack to our heroes as well, as far as I recall, something along that ilk. So eventually you get to a point where you get a free action, and this is obviously the limit break, and then all foes get +1 if the threat reaches this upper end. So you can track that on there. And let's have a look at these tokens. I'm assuming we get to see these tokens because okay, and they're all wood. I do love a mixture of the quality of stuff. So beneficence of the Queen, I think so. Squill of Sendai. Okay, so I think this is regarding an exile squill, a token for service. Okay, so as I read in the intro, the theme, I guess, of the story is we are all exiles and we are trying to earn the favour of the Queen to be allowed back in. Okay, so that is very much what this is. This squill, I believe, as I vaguely recollect, is the denotion of the favour of the Queen. Okay, so that is what we are working to acquire or to fulfil. And then we've got a bunch of grey tokens on one side, all wooden tokens, which I appreciate, and then they're coloured on the other side, so potentially maybe active and inactive. So we've got a way of denoting that in the gameplay. So yeah, not entirely sure, and apologies as to what they are going to be used for, but very beautiful components nonetheless. Set that aside. Excited to dig into that. Okay, we have, what else do we have? Okay, we've got small bodies. We've got long maps. See, this this was showing these big boxes worth of cards. Just trying to work out where they are. Are they under here? What's this? There they are. Boxes of cards. Here we go. Event, job, threat, party, POI, point of interest, NPC, travel, reference, foe, key, and day. Okay, so we got lots of cards. Try to take. Okay, that's just the lid. Thanks for that. Okay, let's maybe take out these. They're big maps. Medium maps. Small maps. Long maps. Oh, some extra cards. Dividers, event dividers. Okay. We have these are Kickstarter. I think it's Kickstarter add-ons that were available during the campaign. So I'll pop those aside for now. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get it all back in the box. So we've got there's nothing in this one. Just keep it all in place, keep it all safe. Okay, I'm going to remove these, which are our cards for the game. Just pop those to one side for the moment. And then we have our various path boxes, which I will take out as well. And then there is another box that I can see at the side that says, do not open until directed, like this box here. These do not say that, and I don't know what's underneath those. So I'm just going to pop that back up there for now. Now I'm surrounded by lots of components. I'm going to leave the figures to the end. Okay. And let's have a look. So we've got these dividers, I'm guessing. I don't think I need to open those just now. I think it said set out the 4 map area boxes: big, medium, small and large. So that's these. So interactive. Okay. So we get a nice set of dividers. Okay. Ooh. They're all numbered. And I don't know if I should be opening them. I mean, I'm going to have to open them, right? But I don't want to flick through them and give anything away. Okay. Yeah, active and inactive. So we've got some dividers there. Okay. So you can keep track of your locations as to are they active or inactive. So you've got a whole bunch of long maps. Very nice. Loving the graphic design on these. It's just so beautiful. Really, I mean, it's subtle. It's not massively in your face. It's just beautiful. Really is. Again, just another testimony to the effort, and focus that goes into creating such a wonderful masterpiece. Okay, so for each of these then we'll have small and their active, inactive and various denotions on the flip side. I don't know if they've kind of put a protector shield thing, doesn't look like it. Okay. So let's have a look at this one and seeing as it is officially is revealed. Here we go. So we've got a foe up here. As you move across, a big 0 would come down here. We've got a small 0 off to this side, medium CE A off to this side. So all the maps have got their own designated things. Yeah, there we go. So you see that there. Apologies for the green screen kicking in, but yeah. So we've got the small O, got the big O, so that's where you would connect the other maps either side. And then here you can see on the map where it denotes you're going to have a foe there, and you've got a grid on the map itself, so that helps to align you as to how you're traversing the world. Okay, so again, very beautiful. The colours, the detail, fantastic artwork. Excellent. And I can only imagine the amount of effort to go in creating all of this content. Oh. Okay. Yeah. And you get a sneaky peek of Stuff's Exiles Camp. So here we go, big 0A. So this will be the first map tile that we will encounter. Threadbare tents stand here, flaps swaying lightly in the breeze. As you draw nearer, the din of the camp washes over you. Voices buzz in excitement, swords clanging in practice. And as you approach, a moustached man beckons you. The Exiles Camp. And of course, this is where we will begin our adventure. Loving it. Oh, so excited for this. I think part of this for me is, I used to have a group of fellow gamers that I used to get together with on a regular basis. We used to play role-playing games. And I can recall Cody telling the story of, for this, what inspired him to create this was He had that exact scenario where he had a bunch of folk he was going to get together with, and he was going to create a story to play through with them as a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. And it kind of struck him and hit him as, oh, well, why would I do this as a one and done, one-off campaign when actually I can take everything that I'm going to be coming up with in terms of the story and the encounters and the characters and the NPCs and all this stuff, and actually, could I make that into a game? Could I box this up and make it available to other people to go and enjoy and play through and experience? And obviously, this would have come on the back of the exceptional success of Gloomhaven, and the notion of having your characters and playing through this world that you then have pathing, different paths that you choose depending on how the adventure goes and the routes that you take, etc. So hence the name, The Paths We Dare Tread. So set out the XP and event tokens. Okay, so I think that's certainly XP tokens. We saw those, yeah. Set out the 3 card indexes, removing the lids. Okay, so let's have a look at the card indexes then. So we had a look at them whilst they were in the box. So these are they. Okay, so we've got the card indexes. So they tell you on the top what they are, and they're all color coded, which is great. Appreciate that. And it tells you on the sides as well. Okay, and of course when you take the lids off, it tells you on the side of the actual box as well. So just get a closer look at those there. There we go. So we've got events and jobs and threats and the party. Got points of interest and NPCs and travel and reference. And we've got our foes, our keys, and our day. And these are just replicated around the box. So it doesn't matter how they're set up on the table, you'll always be able to see what these boxes contain. And if we open these up, what we have is lots and lots and lots of cards. Look at all of that content. Wow. I mean, that is a heck of a lot. That is a heck of a lot. And these are events, right? These are events. I want to dig in. I want to see what it is. Brilliant. I love the fact that they give you this card, keep them all in place. I love the fact that they're not all sleeved. I don't have to take all this stuff out, break out the cellophane, put them back in. I have to go and reference, oh, what order do I need to put these things in? God willing, they're all here, right? But loving that. Absolutely loving that. It's so well thought out in terms of how it's been put together as a product, yeah. And there's nothing, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing exclusive in here apart from just maybe the Epic Hunt adventure. And I think even that will come to retail because it has got the barcode on it, right? So there is nothing in here that is exclusive. And do you know what? I don't care. I am really happy with the phenomenal content and production that has come from this. It is so beautiful, and it is everything I absolutely knew that it would be, right? Fantastic. Loving it. And likewise, the small boxes, this will be available at retail. So you get to play, if you choose a dwarf of a particular path, the bodies denote the path, but the heads are the species that you're playing, right? So there was an option. You could play a dwarf and use the normal size body, or on the other hand, you might want the small size body to play a dwarf. But that dwarf of a particular path, using whatever particular head, love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so we'll look at, yeah, just tons and tons. Look at all this glorious content. All the foes and keys and the day, and you know, I'd love to take this stuff out, flick through it, but spoilers, people, spoilers. I might do a separate spoiler. I don't know. Do I want to? The problem with me doing a separate spoilers video and going through everything is I obviously then spoil it for myself. Do I want to do that? Oh, is that something you want me to do? Okay. Don't know. I don't know how I feel about just going through everything. I'm not convinced I want to do that. Okay, so it shows us a picture on the book here. So you've seen the world map. This is a token that was on the punch board. These are tokens on the punch board, as are these. We've seen the 3 boxes now. We've seen the map worlds. So that formulates where we play to play the game. Then we get the and then we would open up at that point. Then to prepare, we would open up the dividers. I'm not going to bore you with this, right, guys? But you'd open up the dividers, and they would all have their own particular place to sit. And then it starts taking you through. These are the various card states, the divider guide. Okay. Do not look through cards, maps, chests, or other components unless instructed to do so. Okay, folks, so I am not going to be doing that. We saw the party token, 1 threat and 1 combo tracker cubes, plastic. Okay. All right, so these are so there was that handful of different coloured cubes that I picked up. We get the threat combo tracker, so we had a look at that. We have our money, so there we go. So we've got copper and silver and gold. Not so many of the gold. Here we go. So we've got wear tokens, armor cubes, and wounds are the red ones. There we go. We've got a replica squill made out of wood. Fantastic, love that. We've got the hit dice. We've got the path base rings and foe base rings. Oh, here we go. So yeah, so we have got rings for the characters as well. One pathless chest. Okay, so one of the chests is a pathless chest. Okay, and then we've got all these tokens that we've seen. The 8 straw pathless items. Again, all tokens that we've seen. Okay, warning, each index is filled with pre-sorted cards. Do not change the order of the cards or look through them unless instructed to do so. Okay, so we've got 292 event cards, 70 travel cards, 20 rules cards, 140 points of interest. Wow, 165 NPCs, 34 job cards, 54 threat cards, 203 foes, 188 key cards, and 13 day cards. And God, this gift just keeps on giving, right? I've got the character components. Oh, surely I can look through those. These items only used in the quick start guide. So these are the individual combat examples. So with those sheets that I showed, we get the 4 dummy tokens that we saw on the punch boards. Faux CE cards included in the 203 faux cards. Okay, and then we get some maps as well, and then we get green legacy components. Do not open until instructed. Okay, so there are 2 legacy boxes, components listed inside. We've got the slipcase with 3 dossiers, dual layered, okay, and 2 figure boxes, 50 plus pre-painted miniatures hidden inside. So as you play through and encounter, and I'll pull out one of the boxes because there shouldn't be any spoilers on the actual box itself. Okay, so let's just come back to the table. Here we go. Okay, so figure box 1, do not open till directed. What we can do is open this. And this is Advent calendar time, guys. Right? Advent calendar. As you play through the adventure and it says, oh, you're going to encounter a foe, it will say, go and open figure 4 box. And you'll pop this in, open up, and you'll get the miniature all pre-painted, ready to go for that encounter. Flipping brilliant. I absolutely love that. Love that. Oh, and we've got other bits in there as well. So we've got 2 of those boxes for figures. 50. Over 50 miniatures. Loving it. Fantastic. Let me go on to the actual paths. Here we go. 6 path slipcases. Each path slipcase contains 3 mats. We have the equipment, the character, and the skill tree. Now, as I mentioned, we should be able to look through these. It should not be an issue having a look at those. So, here we go. We have, as mentioned, we have the different paths, okay? So if I flip these over, and we see them. Love this. Absolutely love it. Path of Shadow, Arcana, Inspiration, Light, Valor, and Wandering. We'll just have a look at the Valor one. It's a straight fighter. So here we go. So get a, there you go. So your kind of characters that would be what you'd expect on that path. When we open this up, if you imagine in Dungeons and Dragons, you'd have a character sheet that you would write on and store and track all the information in regards to your character. So you'd have a picture of the character, you'd have their name, their title, the character and the path rank, you'd have their particular level, you'd have all their various skills, their current level in terms of their characteristics, so strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, and endurance. You'd have a coin purse, you keep track of how much money that you've got. You'd have marker cubes and your inventory of items. All of that are multi-layered player boards. Love it. Absolutely love it. We then have a track to keep track of your hit points. We have, here we go. So this is then the areas that we were looking at. Here we go. So actually it was the other way around to what I originally thought on the dice. So it's not a single cube, it's the headshot. That is your feet that they're taking out. So this is representative of the cubes that we were looking at on those dice. So when you go to attack an enemy, they will also have the same kind of layout, or they'll have specific zones where you can actually hit and cause them damage, and other zones and areas will not be applicable depending on the particular foe that it is that you're facing. Absolutely love that. So we've got obviously our what's that, SP? Is that spell points? Oh, maybe not. Magic points, SP, MP, don't know. Yeah, it looks like spell points. Got like a little lightning bolt there. MP mana. Maybe you need spells and mana to put off a spell. You can have stuff on your belt and in your right hand and left hand, so that's where your weapons would generally be. We've got ready actions. You've got a nice little triangular slot to sit a D20 dice. I don't know where they are. And we've got something else that you can have on your belt as well, sort of hip weapons. And these are triple layered, and these are the Path of Valor skills. And what you would do is you would pop these out. So this is very much a unique skill tree for this particular path. So as you level up, you would start in one area, but then you could then choose where you go thereafter. So here, for example, you might start here, but then once you get to here, you then have a choice. Do I want to go here, here, or here in terms of the next skills? And the different colours will be representative of different aspects of what those skills pertain to, in terms of, are they close combat, are they range combat, etc. That's my assumption, my guess as to those colours. Again, I'm sure I will dig into that. And you've got obviously somewhere to store your XP. And then the beauty is you keep all of this stuff, because it's all indented and 3D, you leave everything here at the end of a game, and you just slide it straight into your slipcase, and now it is saved, ready for the next game. How amazing is that? Just so, I can't I can't even begin. Here we go. So let's have a look. So path setup. Here we go. So place the 3 boards from this slipcase in front of you. This is now your character board. Find and place these tokens. So you've got your starting skills, so spin attack and shield charge. Set them in active skill slots. We have the equip the starting path items as shown. So you got your practice sword, shield, spear, and gambeson as your armor. Place your faith rank ruffian token. There we go. So they were if you remember, we saw those on the punch boards. And then there's a display of this is what it will look like when it's all set up. Yeah. So we start off with a weapon. We start off with so many of our hit points available. I think that's what that is. And we start off with a couple of skills that we can do. We've got our path rank of ruffian. Yeah, we would put obviously our stats, etc. So then it goes on to say, get the following components from the path tuck box. Place 14 markers in the marker cubes area and 1 marker in the practice spear. Place your D20 on your D20 space. Place your 2 normal action tokens and 1 minor action token in the ready actions area. Take your path rules deck, which contains the rules for all of your path skills and items, and get out the sword, shield spear, spin attack, shield charge cards. Path setup is complete. Return to step 4 of the character creation start guide. There we go. So this is then what your other board would look like, ready to go. So yeah, as you would imagine with the Path of Valor, not so much in the way of spell points and magic points. It's very much around the attacking. So we've got obviously a sword, some armor, a shield, and some tokens to start us off, and of course our 20-sided dice. So let's have a look. I'm curious to see, and I'm assuming I can open this up. Let's have a look. See, I love top boxes, and I'm perpetually frustrated at myself in terms of how the heck do I consistently open them without damaging them. That's what gets me, right, folks? Let me know in the comments below how the heck you managed to pull this off. Okay, so what we have then is a red 20-sided dice, because we are the Path of Valor. So I'm liking that. Let's just have a check. Yeah, so that there isn't a customed icon on the 20 or anything like that. So it's straightforward 20-sided dice. We have a number of red tokens that we saw referenced. Just plain old sounds awful, doesn't it? Just yeah, plain wood red tokens, cubes, and then we have our various cards. I don't know, to open them. I think that starter guide did reference them, but I don't know if you'd see all of them at the outset. Let me go ahead and open and see what they say. Doop. Okay. Okay, let's have a look. Sneaky peek, spear, spin attack. Oh yeah, I think some of these certainly we would get as we start. So we have a general Path of Valor card. Oops. Oh. Okay. So the hardy combatants, no strangers to battle, having lived their lives in pursuit of perfecting their martial prowess and tactics. A single shout from a warrior can turn the tide of battle. With shield in hand and armour on their backs, warriors excel at being in the centre of combat. The sword and spear are used for devastating melee attacks. The shield warriors can absorb damage as well as dish it out. Powerful shouts that alter the course of the battle. Martial, physical and mental training is of great value, and stances allow the warrior to gain various advantages. So let's have a look at a couple of these cards. I'll put them in reverse order so we get the sword. This is a basic action, basic attacks, held an item. A prerequisite: only exiles playing Path of Valor may use this item. Okay, and you just check the strength and then damage that foe accordingly. Okay, so it looks like you don't have to even roll the dice. We've got the shield, got the spear, and then it starts going into various colours. And I think you get these as you continue to level up. So it talks about a spin attack, and then I haven't gone through more beyond that, but I guess they get more advanced. What you'll notice the difference with these is the others start grey, as your starting ones, and then they become colourful. Again, denoting, I'm assuming at the moment, that you've leveled up in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so pop those back away. So you get one of those for every path, and as you saw with that kind of introductory kickoff sheet, every path slightly different in terms of what it brings to the game, in terms of their skills, their abilities, the way you get to interact and I guess encounter the world. So yeah, so very, very excited to see and learn more of those paths and those various abilities. Of course, what you would have noticed is that those path boxes didn't include a miniature, because there is a separate box over here for the miniatures, which we will now have a look at. And I think we'll do the normal miniatures, and we'll have a look at the small miniatures that have taken a dive. Here we go. Yeah, the small bodies, and we'll see how those work. And then, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everything we're, for lack of a better phrase, allowed to look at. What I might do, I might come to do a revisitation at some point. So once I've got it all sort of set up and worked out what I can and can't do, I might even play through maybe the introductory session. Let me know in your comments below. Let me know if that's something that would be of interest, and see how this actually works. How does this fit together? How do you get to use those dice? What does that look like, etc. And there's some really exciting stuff, as I alluded to, regards to the role-playing aspect of this, that you do actually get rewarded by the game. It's an actual mechanism built in, predominantly as you're playing multiplayer and you role play to one another, and there are denotions as to what the NPC is looking to give in terms of information to the characters. So as you interact with the NPC in this kind of pre-written story of this world as it unfolds before you, so you'd find an inn and a tavern, and there'd be a bartender there, and you'll be interacting with the bartender, and there'll be a card for the bartender, and there'll be specific topics, and there might be actually 5 or 6 cards for that same bartender as you kind of go away, do some quests, and you come back, and then you're interacting again with that same character. But now you've moved on, and the world's moved on, and the world has changed, and you've changed, and love it. Just again, that attention to detail, fantastic. Really excited to dig in, and that's why you've got such a mass of cards that you've seen in there. Fantastic. Okay, let's have a look then. Without further ado of my waffling, let's have a look. So you do get a nice little storage box for your minis, which comes with that lid there to keep them nice and safe. And let's have a look at them in detail. And I'm hoping the green screen is going to hold out on this. Here we go. Okay, let's bring them up a bit more here. Okay, so we've got the Path of Valor. Again, I'm going to be guessing at some of these, but I think that's pretty certain that is the Path of Valor. And as I mentioned at the outset, these all come pre-painted, ready to play. Apologies, I keep wandering off the screen. Rude of me. Whee! Okay, so we've got the Path of Valor. We have the Path of Wandering. So definitely that ranger type. There we go. Very good. We have the Path of Light, so as you would expect, a kind of almost like a monk-like kind of character there. Little pouch. It's Little John's staff, his bow stick. Loving that. Moving on, we have the Shadow, I'm going to guess, by the purple. Going to guess that's the Path of Shadow. Oh, should that be bent like that? I'm going to guess not. I think that should be a loot, but I think that's got a bit damaged in transit. Is that? Maybe. Looks like it perhaps should be a loot. Let's have a look. Path of Shadow. No, maybe it's not a loot. Maybe it's I don't know, a little chain thing. This is the Path of Shadow. I'm guessing it's a Path of Shadow on the basis that it's purple. So that's where I'm thinking. That's why I'm suggesting that. So we've done the Path of Light. There we go. So definitely all their bow sticks. Yeah. So obviously the Path of Valor. For those guys. The Path of Wandering. So obviously big folk and little folk are available here. There we go. So no, I don't think maybe it's not a loot. No, but I think we are still to see. Here we go. Okay, this is the Path of Inspiration with a tuning fork and a sword. There we go. Oh, oh no, maybe not. No, that's the Arcane. In fact, the Arcana. So it's not a tuning fork at all. It is an actual means of casting. So there we go. This is the Path of the Arcana, and you can see their casting implements in their hands, their spellbooks. I thought that character only had one leg then. Very good. So then this would be, yes, of course. There he is, carrying his loot over his shoulder. Loving that. And of course, but the astute of you will notice, hey mate, you got their heads. That's right. All their heads are missing. Because as I mentioned, you have the different paths available to choose from, and then the heads, again, it's a question of, do you want to be male or do you want to be female? And having made that choice of male or female, do you want to be what particular race that is available to choose from? The green not coming through, of course, being orcs. So you would choose your head by your species and gender, and you would choose your body by your path that you're choosing. And of course, some of these people are little people, and so you wouldn't necessarily want a great big stonking body, and you'd want to have that appropriate representation out on the board. My cat. Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Oh, okay. Was not expecting this at all. Right. So, let's try and organise these in such a way that you can hopefully see them all together. Oh, this takes me back. Having this little cardboard box with cardboard dividers for miniatures, I tell you honestly, it takes me back to my very first inserts for board games back in the day, and I was starting out and trying to work out how do I keep my painted minis nice and safe. Here we go. And just to give you an idea of size, if I put out, there we go. Have a look at them side by side. They're great little attention to detail on these little paint jobs. Fantastic. Oops, there we go. So yeah, a bigger one and a little one. Love that. Loving that. But I don't know. And then every single one of them comes with a ickle box that says, don't open me, until told to do so. So, I'm afraid we won't get to see what's in those little boxes, but there is one for each of the characters. So, maybe it denotes when you upgrade in some way, perhaps. I don't know. Really don't know. But then, if it does do that, well, where's the equivalent for the other miniatures? It's, yeah, truly a mystery, folks. But I'm excited to find out more when I get the chance. So, all those little boxes will all go back away. If I can work out how to put them back away. They go in like that, perhaps. I have a feeling this might get a bit interesting, but we'll see. Oh, no, we've made it. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Okay, let's have a look. What does it say? This contains. Here we go. Oh, one. Here's so. This box contains a set of miniature bodies for each of the 6 paths. These are the same as the bodies in the base game, except they have been resized to represent the small stature of some of the characters. Dwarf, halfling, fetish. Doesn't tell you what the other boxes are. 6 pre-painted miniatures, 6 figure boxes. Don't know what those figures. Do they get pets? Is that what that is? I don't know. It's a mystery. I'll find out. Let you know if you're interested. Maybe at some point in the future, but not now. And that's it, folks. And I'm going to work out how the heck to put all this back in the box. But I loved it. I've absolutely loved. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed it. I hope it's been useful. And yeah, for me, the quality of all the components, the attention to detail, the level of just needing to produce all of those cards. I mean, that's incredible, and how it all pans together. So a sneak peek on a couple of the things. So I mentioned about role playing. So there are scenarios where you will come across an NPC, and if you've got more than one player, one person will take on the NPC, the other won't, and they'll be interacting. The other person will be interacting with the NPC, and there's the one who's taking on the NPC will actually describe, and it will say, "Oh, this NPC is, he's quite old, he's gruff, speaks with a Welsh accent or whatever," and then you'll try and portray that. And act that out, and the person can then actually reward you, and you can use those rewards to kind of help maybe re-roll dice and stuff like that. So there is actually a genuine mechanism in the game to aspire, to inspire and encourage people to actually genuinely participate in the role-playing aspect, which I love, absolutely love that. Fantastic. The other thing I was going to say was, so the maps. So as you play through the maps, what you'll get is you'll put a map tile down, and it'll be like a picture of a house, for example, and you're looking at the outside of the house. And then as you approach it and you go inside, you would flip the map over, and now you're looking at the inside of the house. And then there might be a secret compartment as you're searching around. You go up to a chest of drawers and you go and search at the chest of drawers, and it denotes, oh, maybe there's a point of interest over there or something like that. And as you remove the chest of drawers, then suddenly, oh, there's another room that's revealed, and you put another map tile down. And yeah, just things like that. The way it builds, it's been incredibly well thought out of how you're going to interact with this amazing rich content that is contained in this box. I mean, this has got to be a good comparable size to Gloomhaven, I think, in terms of certainly the maybe the size of the box. Maybe it's a bit smaller maybe than Gloomhaven. I think Gloomhaven came in at something ridiculous, like I think certainly Frosthaven came in something ridiculous like 32 kilos or something stupid like that. I have got that. Not even I unboxed it all. I went through. I don't think I even recorded that. And I set to organising. I can remember the original Gloomhaven took me more than a day just to go through, unpunch everything. It's all the monsters are standees, right? So yeah, it took me a day just to go through and organise everything. Frosthaven, I think, was maybe a bit easier. Maybe because I'd kind of managed my expectations in terms of what I was going to be needing to do. And when I backed Frosthaven, I backed it with the wooden insert and everything, so it's all organised all there. Certainly from what I'm seeing here, there is no requirement for that at all. The way it's been put together, the way it's been thought out very carefully, and listening to and reviewing what is the feedback on things like Gloomhaven. What do I, as Cody is maybe someone who's played through Gloomhaven and experienced it, and I really enjoyed this bit. I didn't like that bit so much. Want to improve on that. So yeah, and right, and this is the reality, isn't it, folks? Yeah, is we are forever standing on the shoulders of giants, for lack of a better phrase, right? As games continue to develop, as gamers get more into the developmental world and say, oh, maybe I could design my own game. What have I found fun? What will I find fun moving forward? What kind of twists do I want to see and put in there? What do I think would make it exciting and make people keep coming back to the table to discover more and learn more and genuinely enjoy the experience time and time again. And we are forever in that process, standing on the shoulders of giants, and the next thing is the better thing, right? That's got to be the way forward with all of our hobbies moving forward. But yeah, and so this cabinet of curiosities behind me, some of which I've delved into and had hours of fun already, many of which I am still yet to even get to the table. So I've got Chronicles of Drunagor, I've got Tanares. Yeah, I mean, and Tanares takes up 4 of my Kallax slots. That's insane. It's insane. But anyway, this great to have this. This just 1 Kallax slot, so thankful for that. But even though it is just the 1 Kallax slot, hopefully you've got a sense of the amazing breadth and depth that is to come from this just shy of 12 kilo box of goodness. Yeah, really looking forward to delving into the world and going on an adventure. So anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed getting to see some of this stuff. Obviously I followed the campaign, so getting to see it and touch it and feel it and experience it, it's been a delight. So otherwise, just to say there, folks, if you're still here with me at this stage, thank you as always for entertaining my rambling. I appreciate your company, and thank you for your time. If you have liked this, please do hit that like button. If you have thoughts about what you'd like to see moving forward, if you'd like to see maybe the initial opening scenario played, maybe the path of Adam, maybe a different path, let me know your thoughts, and I'd be more than happy to entertain. Leave a comment below, and if you want to encourage me to keep making this content, please hit that subscribe button. It really does encourage me. I'm really encouraged that the channel does seem to be gaining momentum. I've got over 370 subscribers now, and I'm getting maybe 2-3 comments a day. Always answer those comments, so please leave a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I really look forward to being back here with you at the table very soon. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now.